Deeds of Flesh, Malignancy, Disgorge, Regurgitation, Baphomet, Dying Feet.
5 seconds.
Anyways.
Please don't make that thing. No, we're not doing the fucking counting thing.
I got it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Welcome to the GORE CLUB podcast, everybody. I'm Steve Vessell.
Deathmetal Dave.
I'm Ace.
Yeah, and tonight we're going to get extreme. So I have to get serious for a second. A disclaimer. It's a warning.
PSA.
From the GORE CLUB podcast. Dramatic pause.
I thought of how humans speak, and I thought that would be good enough.
Jesus Christ. Because we ain't joking, even though we're going to be throwing some jokes.
Damn it.
Here we go.
I'm sure everything got serious.
Yeah, this is our. It's about time. We people comment all the time. It's like, oh, this is GORE CLUB podcast. Why don't you talk about some stuff?
Get extreme, like Mountain Dew extreme. Twisted.
Oh no, that new one is like the dirty dew. The dirty dew.
The dirty dew.
Yeah, it's Mountain Dew with cream flavoring. Yeah.
The dirty dew?
Yeah.
Anyways, this is the extreme episode of music episode. This is the extreme. I can't even speak to
extreme music.
There we go.
Extreme music.
Dave's on
extreme close-ups.
Yeah.
I quit.
Oh my God, here we go.
No, extreme music in general.
The evolution of extreme music, especially metal.
What is extreme?
Oh God.
Because we have to establish that before we talk about anything.
Yeah.
What is considered extreme?
Before we get into like where we got here and how we got here and who got us here. It's the people like, oh, you can't, I mean, this could take forever. We're not going to talk about fucking Elvis. We're not going to talk about Alice Cooper in depth. We're not going to talk about Kiss in depth. That shit's been done to death. It's the people that got to a level that the world noticed, I think.
So is it imagery? Is it lyrical content?
No, it's all of the above, Dave.
All of the above. Okay. I'm ready.
I think there's a big difference between having fun, making art of it, and making, like you said, there's a difference between like trying to make money off of it and then actually doing it because you believe that shit.
Exactly.
That's when it gets scary.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about both.
I would always say like anything extreme for me is like a lot of the imagery, and then if you listen to it, it's got once I hear blast beats, I'm gonna be like, that's extreme. Like if you look under some things, it'd be like it puts like doom metal under the extreme category, which I don't agree with.
There are some doom bands that are extreme though.
But like I could literally play any doom band in front of my mom, and she would be like, well, this isn't that bad.
This is bored.
Where's just grab a blanket and a pillow and go to sleep. It's like that's stink. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm not gonna be putting on Cannibal Corpse in front of my mom as a kid,
Yeah, I think we're going to kind of run through these early days and then bring us up to like the 80s, which to us is like on our thing. It says that's when it really exploded. So we've got like, Screaming Jay Hawkins. We talked about a lot of this on our horror movie music video tie-in stuff and where it all came from. Alice Cooper, you have Kiss and the Misfits. Like those guys are definitely like putting on makeup and having a good time and writing some interesting lyrics. Maybe not Kiss, but like that was extreme for a time. But then you have like fucking Iggy Pop who took it to the level and they never thought about making Rent. Like get yourself up on stage in Detroit being like, fuck all y'all motherfuckers. Yeah. Oh, you want some of this? And it's like, oh, this is going to be a war.
Yeah. Just rubbing peanut butter all over himself. And
they're like, well, Dave talked about before we even started the episode. There's like a difference between like that and the New York Dolls. The New York Dolls are making a statement and they're trying to get in your face and be like, push the medium. Iggy Pop's just like, I'm going to take a black eye and so are you, bitch.
And he's still doing it today.
He's still to this
He's at
day.
Coachella this weekend.
Oh,
he hasn't had a shirt on since.
Looking like a mummy. Oh, God. Yeah, that's where the band The Mummies got their ideas. Like, look at that motherfucker. I mean, okay, I'm going to talk about, there's like a small group of punks that help put metal on the map. And there's a difference between like, say, Motorhead, who got who understood the chords and the aggression. But where did that come from? And it was kind of all happening at one time. And there's but when you watched Motorhead play, I'm scared. Yeah. Like when you saw a band like fucking Discharge play or The Exploited or Windy O, that's different, man.
Yeah, Discharge invented an entire genre of music, which is just D-beat. They invented the D-beat, which is just the Discharge beat.
Right, and they didn't even know they did that. That was something like black metal people talked about. They're like, oh yeah, we got this from Discharge, It's like, holy crap. I mean, when you listen to those first early albums, that's the 70s. That's the same time, like, oh, the Ramones did their tour, and then you have the Sex Pistols who are spooky, and they're like, oh yeah, we're in your face, I'm Johnny Rotten, I'm on, or Sid Vicious, I'm on heroin. But Discharge is like, all positive lyrics while literally grabbing you and putting their fist through your throat.
Yeah,
like,
dude,
they didn't understand what a straight edge was. They didn't give a fuck. But if you didn't like them, they were going to kick your fucking ass.
Yeah, I love Discharge, but I also like to make fun of Discharge because literally, like all their songs are just like war bad, war bad, war bad, like the whole time. But like, I love it though. Like, I could put up any of those early Discharge songs.
It'd be like going up to somebody and shaking and be like, "You look great today."
My Iggy, I forgot about it. Yeah, well, I told these cats to bring some of the stuff. This is an original pressing of Punk's Not Dead.
Oh, wow. Nice.
I know, right?
Wait, let me see the Iggy Pop one again.
Don't be jerking off.
No, so he's always had a weird ribcage, huh?
Yeah, he's got bad posture.
Oh, poor Iggy.
They didn't have fast food at this time.
His leather skin keeps it all together.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so like you would see Wendy O. Williams blowing up televisions, telling you the media sucks, and like you're not going to see that on MTV until like way later. You know, somebody has to pay the bills by that time.
Yeah,
like they helped push the media and like sonically and visually. Like when you went to go see them, shit was blowing up.
Yeah,
and then that at the same time you're going to have like these bands like Venom.
Yeah, Venom.
Boom.
Venom is kind of like where it basically is like the blueprint for most of that kind of stuff. So, and like
1978.
I like that thing. Yeah, whenever you see Venom has like the look, the logo, like those first three albums, like Welcome to Hell, Black Metal. They like the term black metal came from their song Black Metal.
Yeah,
they had At War with Satan, which
that's their third album.
Up until then, like nobody was like Black Sabbath made songs about like Satan and something standing before them, but it was always on like they're on the good side of it.
Oh yeah.
Whereas like Venom wrote songs where all their songs were like, no, we're in league with Satan. Like he's our pal, he's our friend.
That explains they're in a foxhole with Satan.
Yeah, like they're
them
like
and Satan with their guns. We're gonna make it.
I thought that was funny because I think it might be. I should have played it before. I haven't listened to those albums in so long, but the first time I listened to my first Venom record was probably in 1986, 87, and it was a cassette that somebody I known had broken into a house and stole a whole bunch of stuff. That's a whole other story. Anyways, and he gave me a whole bunch of cassettes, and I was like, what's this band? I put it in, and I thought I knew extreme metal. I was like, oh, I listened to King Diamond, man.
Yeah.
Venom is just like, no, we're not going to tell you a story about going to a castle.
Yeah.
But I think that's also an important point of like, you thought you knew what extreme was. What extreme is gonna be different for everybody.
Yeah.
So like what you all consider, like my own disclaimer, I'm gonna be pretty quiet during this episode because I don't know a lot about any of it. Like I love the Misfits and I love like.
You don't know who the Mentors are, huh?
Absolutely not.
Good. They would have hated your guts. Yeah.
I forgot. We went to one show like very early on in our dating relationship. And I was just like, what the fuck? Why is everybody so angry? Why do they want to hit each other? Some girl tried to fight me and I was like,
we'll get to that band.
Please leave me alone.
That's something I want to definitely talk about in the 2000s with a band that was actually created in the 80s that was still thriving. But yeah, I know. And that's what are you used to?
Exactly.
What are you exposed to, Dave?
So what everybody considers extreme is going to be different. So I think what we're talking about tonight is the extreme of the extreme. Like, okay, I played the Misfits at my wedding in 2012. Most people there were not psyched.
No, it was the worst song they've ever content-wise.
We played Last Caress as the very last song at my wedding in 2012.
She's hiding behind the DJ booth, right?
Let's maybe not tell that story
carry on
the podcast. But no, it was the very last song in the night. Our DJ was a local DJ who's known for being like kind of alternative. So I had to be like, hey, we're maybe not going to play all of the music that you're used to. But at the end of the night, I love the Misfits. My brother loves the Misfits.
And you were sober, right?
I was extremely sober. Extremely sober. So I was like, you know what? We're about to leave. Like, just play my favorite song. And then, the coordinator of the building was like, hey, I think it's time to go.
Yeah.
So, but that, when you look at all of these other bands that we're going to be talking about tonight and some of the lyrics, like, that is not very extreme at all. But to me, and to a lot of the people in Louisville, Kentucky, that was very extreme. Yeah.
Original pressing, Earth AD.
Nice.
Yeah. But I mean, and I'm already, by the way, I'm already prepared to censor a lot of words tonight. So just say what you're going to say. But we're talking about Last Caress, which is about raping your mother.
He had something to say.
He had something to say. And like, hey, good job. You're married.
Congratulations
Killed
on your
mother
marriage.
today.
Right. And this was like, and technically this was like their thrash album. Like, this is their last album. And it was a big deal because this is the band that I got introduced to through Cliff Burton. I was like, who's that skull?
Yeah.
What are all these albums laying around on this what are all these shirts they keep wearing? The Misfits.
Yeah. I'd say a lot of people found out about, like, if you weren't born, like for me, like, I mean, that's how I found out about the Misfits, was watching old Metallica stuff.
Yeah. On the back of Masters of Puppets, there's a whole a picture of them all drunk and, they're having a good time. And it's just like all their 7 inches. And like Cliff always wore a Crimson Ghost shirt.
Yeah.
All the time.
Crimson Ghost tattoo, I think, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah. And that I was like, oh, this is hardcore.
Yeah, but I saw that skull like in high school. And I was like, man, that's a cool skull. Like, I need to find out more about this.
I didn't mean to go off on a tangent, but just while we're making the definition of extreme, it's like, well, it is going to be subjective.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you're at a wedding. You're like, I got something to say. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Oh God! What's funny is I doing and something I didn't even know. And Rocky Erickson, who people know maybe from like Return of the Living Dead soundtrack, whatever. He's not extreme in like any of the things we're going to talk about, but he apparently coined the phrase horror rock in 1980.
Yeah, he had that whole album of like kind of like horror related songs with like,
oh yeah,
like Creature with the Atom Brain and all that. I love that album, by the way. Like, I think that's great.
But
like,
extreme? It's not.
No,
extreme.
it's not extreme.
It's not extreme. But if you're used to the 13th Floor Elevators, which is like a big hit in the 70s, like, wow, we're gonna miss you, that shit. And then you listen to his other albums when it's just him, you're like, what the fuck? Talking about vampires and demons and like burning flames. What are you talking? That stuff was like, it's for the people who are like usually used to like hippie stuff or easy listening. It's like, oh, I like Rocky Erickson. Let's see what he's up to.
Yeah, that would have been weird for you if you were a fan of those.
God. And then you get to the 80s where it just exploded.
Yeah.
We already talked about Venom.
And then like really like after Venom, you get like, they inspired basically every thrash band. And then you have like
even ones that don't like say like, oh yeah, we don't know about them. Bullshit, dude.
Yeah. Everybody at that time saw Venom and then started a million bands based around Venom. Probably. Yeah. The same reason people saw
the Ramones,
and then people were hearing like Iron Maiden in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s. That's why there's a huge like thing of bands that sound like Iron Maiden from that time. But like you have like Slayer, Metallica, they both like 82, 83. The first Slayer album is so much like they're still like wearing like they got the black eyeliner on and shit. Like they're still trying to be more extreme back then, which honestly their first album probably is my favorite album, maybe next to like I don't know. I still like the first album a lot. But I mean, like, everybody's like, Rain and Blood rules. And I was like, I don't know, man.
You're like, it's no God hates us all.
Like, yeah.
It's true.
But I still think the first two Slayer albums are their best stuff they ever did. Like people don't agree with that.
They were extreme for their imagery,
but that's extreme. Right? They were still looking extreme. Hell Awaits is an amazing album. Like,
has that backwards message on it.
Just like
it just says join us. If you ever play it backwards, it just says join us.
That could be joining us for anything. Some coffee.
Yeah.
Crumpets.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about like what you're used to, and then you might get slapped in the face. And this is a band. They're not extreme, but they are part of the new wave of British heavy metal when it came out. And this album changed people's perspective for them, and they had to like go back and make a lot, like patch up, like, or sorry, it's not who we are. Yeah. And that is Number of the Beast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. This album, it freaked people out.
Well, I mean, it's about the devil.
One song.
One song, but he's got a little devil guy on there with Eddie.
There's a song about a fucking television show called The Prisoner.
I mean, but think about it. Like, so when you were younger, right? You hear the stories about Iron Maiden and stuff that your friends would tell you.
I was a bad kid, Dave.
Yeah, it's just like Eddie was their old lead singer and he died and they take him on tour with him. That's the kind of shit you hear. That's the kind of shit people would say because, didn't have the internet. And just, you'd have to take your dumbass friend's word.
Oh, I forgot there's a song about, whos.
Oh, yeah.
22.
Iron Maiden is one of those bands, like, I don't consider it extreme, but like,
they're not.
It was definitely like I saw the artwork before I ever heard the band.
Yeah.
So it was the same thing with like Kiss, where like you think like man, look at the artwork. That big devil demon looking dude in the front. It's gonna be heavy.
You still get
tricked. It's like clean vocals, and I was like, at first I'm let down, but then like years I was like, okay, I like this.
See, I got tricked by Ghost. I thought they would be fucking extreme band, but they're not. They're fucking awful.
But like seriously, like the music video for Number of the Beast is actually pretty fucking scary too. Damn it, I saw that late night television on Night Flights or something.
I think one that's not up there that we have to mention, the extreme for the imagery at least, Twisted Sister, right?
Yeah, for mainstream audiences, seeing a dude in that much makeup going, yeah, and D. Snyder's like 6'5".
Yeah, and you have to give it to D. Snyder because in the 80s, that's when the government went after everybody and tried to censor everything.
All of these motherfuckers.
If you ask any like old, I've heard a lot of old like death metal dudes and stuff be like they talk about like old Twisted before they got popular, like old Twisted Sister, like Burn in Hell and all that kind of stuff.
That's the one.
Those are good. That's good stuff, dude. Like
Pee Wee Herman, baby.
And then they kind of got popular, and then they're like, oh, we're gonna make a 1950s rock record, and like then everybody was like, nope, see you later. Like,
yeah, what was that? The fucking oh my god, the Boyfriend's Back. What was the name of the song that Twisted Sister put out? I can't remember.
It's all like 1950s sounded stuff. Like we're gonna go to the car hop and at the sock hop and hang out and stay with our best girl or something.
They actually put out a
shop.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we talked about it on our music video episode. It's like they did the team up with Alice Cooper for Be Cruel to Your School.
Yeah,
with the zombies from Tom Savini.
Yeah,
Tom Savini's in the music video.
Yeah,
and that was too extreme for MTV. Too extreme.
So
MTV. I've got the Mentors up there.
Boo.
I saw them.
Jesus Christ.
I saw a version of them. Obviously,
I was like, Duce was dead. Probably.
El Duce died years ago on some railroad tracks. But the drummer whose name is like Sicky Wife Beater or something like that.
Yeah,
they played here in Louisville, and I was like, man, I don't really know that many Mentor songs, but I'll go see them just because it's like one of those bands, like, you know, I'll check it out. They were at the 3rd Street Dive.
Oh, I know they would. I'm pretty sure I was there. I just don't remember a lot of it.
Yeah.
Because
it was okay.
That was one of those bands, but I was going through my Angry Steve phase, which really hasn't gone away. But at that time, they put out the most sexist fucking records. Like the first album is called Trash Bag. Came out in 1983, I think.
Yeah.
And there's so many. The song I remember most is not on that album. It's called Suck, Fuck, and Cook and Clean. Yeah, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, the only song of theirs,
shit.
The only song of theirs I remember is some song like "Donkey Dick." I got a donkey dick or something like that. I'm like,
when I edit it, it's just gonna be it's gonna be a bunch of beeps or something. Yeah. Oh my god, that's a messed up. And their imagery was just basically like looking at especially Del Duce. He had that big.
He had the executioner hood kind of thing.
Yeah, but it was a little pointy. It was a little pointy. I'm sorry.
I mean, he was on. Like he got famous for saying that he knew the whole Kurt Cobain, Courtney Love thing. You know what I mean? Like he knew, like he's like, oh, she told me she was going to kill him or something, and like he would just say stuff to get on TV. So like he was on Jerry Springer,
all those
with like Peter Steele was on that same episode, I think.
Guar was on that episode.
Or Guar was on. Peter Steele was on a different one.
I forgot. I passed up Merciful Fate, 1980.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the beginning. I actually have a couple of King Diamond records, but like Merciful Fate kind of freaked me out. Yeah. And they freaked out the world. I learned them, as most people did in the 80s, because there was some weird church television show late at night that would go through and talk about all the evils of rock and roll and show you every freaking artist. It was great.
So it's like Reddit.
But they had like Meatloaf on there too, by the way.
I prefer Merciful Fate over King Diamond solo because I think that Merciful Fate as the band, like, I think all those albums I like them better because they're about like evil shit going on, and then like King Diamond solo albums are like, this song's about a haunted house. I'm just like, okay, I still like them, but like it's a little too nerdy for me sometimes.
I've talked about it many times. Abigail, this is not the original one. I wish I fucking still had it. This is the original. This is the album my sister gave me and called me a pussy for listening to Motley Crue. Abigail.
Jen's awesome.
King Diamond. Yeah, dude. Now she listens to country music like she's going like it's going out of style.
Evolution.
Yeah, I know, but it's funny. But I remember her just kicking in my door because I was jamming whatever 45. It was Motley Crue. And it was, you know what? I think it was like the Theater of Pain 12-inch. I still have that.
Not even good Motley Crue.
Shut the fuck up, dude. It was a big deal at the time. And she was like, you fucking pussy.
You were like, I'm on my way.
And gave me the Abigail album. And that album was a game changer for me because that's like you said, they're telling ghost stories. And I kind of like equated to like listening to like Halloween records when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So by the end of it, I was like, man, the good guys win? How evil? I mean, it's still fucking scary, but it's not, there's a difference between be like, I'm satanic and evil. It was almost like pushing like what Sabbath had done, but all of his stories, the good people still win.
Yeah. The first time I saw the album cover for like Don't Break the Oath with like the guy on the fire and he's like,
that's their first one.
I was just like, I was like, that. Oh man, I got to listen to this. This looks awesome.
Well, those covers will draw you in, man. Yeah. Speaking of good guys winning,
you got Bathory.
Oh wait, we do have Bathory.
We'll say if you're in Europe around the same time that like Venom and they're still doing this stuff, at the same time like Hellhammer and Celtic Frost.
Oh yeah,
really Hellhammer was
Tom
first,
Fisher, baby,
and then that turns into Celtic. People say Celtic Frost. I've always said
no, it's Celtic Frost. Just that's how he says it.
Celtic Frost.
Tom Warrior says otherwise.
Yeah, that's 83. That's like 83, 84 around the same time.
They did a bunch of fucking demos. Two compilations.
Yeah, there's like a compilation with all the demos, but they were basically, I think they had one official EP, but like they had Triumph of Death was the EP, but everything. People at that time didn't even really like that band that much because like what they were doing was so like
extreme,
different, and it's just like, but like it didn't even sound like metal at the time, but like it was really like they're basically inventing a genre.
They invented 3 genres, man. And by the end,
it's just like super raw and brutal, and
Moribund Tales,
and then Morbid Tales and Megatherion with H.R. Geiger's doing their artwork like later on. Emperor's Return and all of like.
Well, like I made a note of this because I always thought it was cool, and the like their symbol is from Aleister Crowley.
Yeah,
and each dagger represents anger, triumph, success, and failure.
Yeah.
Aw.
So, but like
Satanic Slaughter knows what he's talking about.
But it's so weird that like around all these same times, like different parts of the world are starting their own like everybody's influencing themselves because like then you have like they're Swiss. But then you have like Bathory in Sweden, who's around the same time, like 84, who's like basically influencing like the first wave of black metal.
Oh yeah.
And that's another like, the early days.
Yeah, they took that Venom sound and then just made it even more like shittier sounding. And like the vocals went even more like, yeah. I forgot who did that interview. It was like, there's a difference between extreme music and regular music. And it's to go, I can't even do it.
But like Quorthon, like he basically inspired an entire genre of music. Like but I got, this is obviously a repress, but
it's beautiful though.
I got that Bathory, the first one, which I think if you have the original, I think the goat said yellow on the original. Yeah, this is obviously I didn't buy this.
It's still badass.
In 84 when it came out, but
why weren't you there, Ace?
But yeah, this is the classic album. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been to any metal show, there's probably at least one person there with this shirt on, whether they've even listened to this album or not. Like they just think, oh, it's a cool goat and I'm gonna buy this shirt, bro.
Right.
And then also there was also a meme a while back too where people think this is Rat Lord.
It does look like Rat Lord.
Oh my God.
It's like somebody had this album for sale on eBay and it said like Rat Lord album. Like
that's another band that went through like many different changes and
I'm noticing a pattern too. They're all the albums that were extreme in the early 80s, they all had the devil on them somewhere.
Pentagram,
the devil, Number of the Beast, Hell Awaits.
Yeah. Oh wait, I've got to get to this one now.
This is kind of like just one big show and tell.
It is, but I didn't bring anything. I'm the poor kid.
Wasp.
Oh, yay.
1984, back when they were like, I mean, seriously, they were killing it back then. Well, this is our first one. The Wasp is their first one. Here, Dave, help me out. Take that one. And then you got Last Command. Like this was the band that just pissed off everybody and did everything that you could possibly think of in the best possible way.
I always kind of clowned on Wasp like growing up because I thought they were just like another goofy like hair metal band.
Oh yeah.
And then like years went by and I finally listened to it and I was like, man, there's some good. They're like, it's good.
You saw that Ghoulies music video.
Yeah, I saw Ghoulies too, and I was like, yeah,
sold.
How many people can actually be like have a harmony with their voice while doing like but he actually sounds good doing it.
Yeah, like like me and a Boober in Lexington hanging out with a bunch of death metal dudes after a show, and like they were playing a Wasp song. And I remember me and somebody else were like, "It's like, man, why are they playing this stuff, dude? This is terrible." And they were like, "Nah, dude, this is awesome." And
It's dirty rock and roll.
Like years, I was like, "Nah, I'm just being a snob."
Yeah, it's dirty rock and roll. The lyrics are not like that crazy, except for like "Fuck Like a Beast" was like their big thing. They when they got in trouble for like their imagery and their stage shows, which was like if you take Alice Cooper and actually use real meat,
Yeah,
that's what their stage shows are. And they weren't like, they didn't have like just sexy dancers. They had women being like tortured on stage, even though it's fake blood. Yeah. Like they're screaming their heads off, and he's taking chainsaws and he's ripping. His cod paste is like a fucking saw blade. Like if you're watching this episode, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't have to go into it. But Wasp was another level for that moment, and they were on television all of the time. Their music videos were always being played. Yeah, late at night, but they're still being played. Yeah, before Headbangers Ball.
Yeah. To travel to another part of Europe for as far as influential bands. There's also like a whole slew of like German Teutonic thrash, as they call it, which, like Sodom, In the Sign of Evil, and Obsessed by Cruelty, like that, those two, like that EP and album, like those two things are also like highly influential as far as anything extreme goes. If you ask any death metal, black metal dude, like they were like Sodom, In the Sign of Evil, Obsessed by Cruelty, like, Creator, Endless Pain, Destruction, Sentence of Death, like all that stuff like that. And then Possessed. And then in America, you have in 85 Possessed.
Yeah, man.
Which I have 7 churches.
Fuck yeah, dude. Is that a real one?
No, I got this in Seattle, which this is obviously.
That doesn't mean it's not real.
Well, it's not an OG because it has a website on the back of it. So
no, this is a combat release. Oh, dude. Yeah, Possessed was one of those bands. And
I'll even open up the cool gatefold.
Look at that shit, man.
Look at that upside down cross. Like
Spooky.
this is the kind of picture, like if you open something up and I see a picture like this, I'm like, this is good. This is going to be a good band.
They like to have fun.
If you open it up and there's a bunch of dudes in like ball shorts wearing like ball caps and stuff, I'm just like, this is going to suck. I'm just probably like a shitty hardcore band.
And there are some like extreme things like that, but like, where do you want to go from here besides, I know where I'm getting ready. I'm going to do like an intro for our next one. But what do you got?
Well, I had one more of
before we finish. Yeah,
I had one more of the like.
We're just on 85.
Yeah, I was gonna say I had one more of like the influential bands where people like always like this band comes. Anytime you ask any person like, what was an influence on this band? Sarcophago.
Oh,
from South America. Like all these dudes. I'll take it out of this because it'll look a little better.
Dude.
But basically, like all this makeup basically influenced every black metal band in Europe.
Oh yeah.
Because they all saw this album cover and were like, oh, those dudes look like they're dead. I'm going to like totally do my face like this. And like, it's awesome. Like if you open that up and it's got like all these dudes, those other like bullet belts.
Yeah. They're discharge fans.
Like upside down crosses.
Yeah.
Like I see, this is another, like you see something like, I was like, I got to listen to this. Like, and they're like teenagers here. Like it's like crazy that these dudes in South America were just like, making this music that sounds like that.
That's gorgeous. You're going to lose that tonight somehow.
I told Dave earlier, my favorite song in here, there's a song called Ready to Fucky.
Wow.
I assume it's because they probably didn't speak English that well, so I don't know why they called it Fucky.
Well, and then the album title is Latin.
Oh, yeah. INRI. Which is something to do with death, I'm sure.
It is. It's what was inscribed on, Jesus' crucifix.
On Jesus' crucifix.
It's Iesus Nazarenus Rex Deorum. It's been my Latin is rusty, you guys.
Way better than I would have.
But you never read Latin out loud.
Oh my God!
Does that mean Jesus is coming back?
No.
No.
God, you've been watching the wrong movies. Jesus doesn't come back. Demons do.
Easter.
Oh fuck yeah!
You might as well put on the mask.
Right. So we're gonna take a slight detour back into the punk realm with this one. So if you take rock and roll, put it in a bottle. Eat the bottle, shit the bottle out, then take all the pieces and shove them back up into your ass. You will have created the being known to the world as G.G. Allen.
No.
Never a fan.
Oh my God.
Was never a fan. I didn't like his music
because of how fucking insane it was.
Yeah, I definitely went through a big G.G. Allen phase. I have a G.G. Allen shirt.
You have a G.G. Allen phase?
Where I was like, this is awesome, dude. But like, a lot of it.
I don't know if I want to know.
He's just out there shaving his head.
No, I mean, like as far as like, I was trying to find.
You were listening to it
a lot. I still like, I don't really like more of his like punk stuff. I don't really like as much as.
He doesn't have bangers? What?
I don't know. Like he did basically did a country album.
Well, he was a big Hank Williams fan.
Yeah.
He lived his life the way Hank Williams lived his life. The original Hank Williams was just always on tour, always on drugs, and did crazy fucking shit. If they had television and like internet back when Hank Williams was on tour, he would have been like, not that extreme.
Yeah.
But my God, dude.
But he was, he did like a whole country. He did like a whole country album that I was like, damn, this is actually not bad. Like,
well, yeah. And Hank the Third talks about him on his albums.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah. And I think he even like did like a small snippet of G.G. Allen on one of the songs on a Hank Williams the Third album.
That checks out.
Yeah.
Those two would be friends.
Oh my God. Sure. Yeah. He idolized this guy. I mean,
the only reason I learned about G.G. Allen was I was in high school and my dog Casey ate a light bulb and then was shitting out glass.
Yeah.
So my brother was like, Jesus Christ, G.G. Allen. And I was like, who's that? So my dog taught me.
Yeah, G.G. Allen first defecated on stage in 1985 in Illinois.
Yeah.
At a VFW.
Of course. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, I tell you what, if I'm at a show and somebody shits on the stage, probably leaving.
My God.
I'm out.
Well, he had been in bands before this and they just never worked out. So by the time he just said, fuck it, I'm just doing my own thing. Exactly.
He was basically in like an 80s new wave band at one time.
Yeah.
Because they had that song called like 1980s rock and roll. It's just like 1980s.
Well, it's like the progression of like Al Jorgensen. You know, it's like, how did you go from like,
and then he's
Depeche Mode style.
Fast forward to, he's doing, then after that, he's doing like a song called Suck My Ass It Smells. Like,
yeah. Oh my
See,
God.
but people like G.G. Allen really make me question, like, are you really that fucking, I mean, obviously, he's pretty insane, but also, like, how do you go from a band and a song like that? Is he just trying to find what gets him fame and attention?
I do not think he ever cared about that. I think he cared about like shocking people and being heard, but the dude did not give a fuck.
I feel like if you ever talk to him off stage or something, like if you ever talk to who he actually was, he would probably be like, oh yeah, how are you doing there? It's kind of like Iggy Pop if you were talking to him, like, hi, how are you doing? I mean,
see, so that's what I mean. Like,
but if you see him on stage, he's like, this is Biggie G, I'm in GG mode now. Like,
yeah, like it's a character.
Yeah, I had friends had his records, and then I didn't know who he was, and it wasn't until he died. No, he hadn't. He was on tour or something, and that was like a big thing in Louisville at the time. They were like, oh yeah, G.G. Allen, he might come to town. I'm like, how the fuck do you know? When I found out, I was like, oh, how the fuck do you know this guy? It's like pure chaos. Yeah. He always talked about killing himself on Halloween night.
Yeah.
For years. And somehow on a Halloween night, he was always in jail. He's never, because I just can't do it. I'm in prison. I made a whole bunch of notes on this guy, and because one of the things that I got to do is I was in a band in the early 2000s. Dave remembers this shit. The band called the Bloody Knuckles Crew.
Woo.
Not to be confused. Oh yeah, and we didn't do a lot. We went on a couple of shitty tours and put out some crappy CDs. But one of the things that we did do is anytime the Murder Junkies came to town, we're the band that took care of them. Like we housed Merle and the band. And let me tell you that's what I'm talking about. Like when you go to a show and you're going to have a good time, you go to this show and you'd like, where's the exit? Just in case, because you didn't know what the fuck, not necessarily the band, the fans.
Yeah.
And I have met some, that's the show you're probably talking about.
Yeah, I didn't have fun.
Especially, looking like you at a G.G. Allen like family affair. Holy shit. Our friend Grayson let them borrow the throne of his drum kit. And of course, I forgot his name.
Merle.
The drummer, I forgot his fucking name.
The drummer was Merle.
No. I can't remember his name all of a sudden, but he just played butt naked. And I was just like, that's his butt sweat on your throne. Yep. And we brought him here many times, but to know those people and to talk to Merle. Now, I don't agree with anything that they stand for and how they look and the thing. I mean, their imagery is on purpose.
Yeah.
They know exactly what they're doing. Now, it's still kind of more fantasy compared to when Gigi was alive, because that's the standard.
Yeah.
It's not a fantasy when you got some tiny metal girl trying to swing at you.
So he passed away. I've got my last notes on this is he passed away on June 27th in 93 after a show. And apparently they were only allowed to play like 3 songs and then they got kicked out. So he took the whole crowd through the neighborhood. And there's
video of it.
Oh yeah, actually on the last DVD of the during that time they put it on there. And it's not Hated, it's a different one that came out after that. And then they all got fucked up, went back to, I forgot the guy's name. Is it Pukey? Johnny Puke.
Yeah.
Johnny Puke's apartment. And then he did a shit ton of drugs all night with all his fans, OD'd. Johnny found him in the morning, took pictures of him, which will remind you of another band we're going to talk about later, posed the corpse, and then called the ambulance.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And then there's like pictures of his funeral where he's like in there, like just in a jock strap or something.
That was his
like,
famous jockstrap and leather jacket.
And like just sit there. It's like, oh man, this is morbid, but like everybody was there, like he's probably what he wanted, you know. It's weird. Like,
we can talk about extreme bands all off and on through this whole episode, but there are certain ones you're just like, you're fucking insane.
Yeah.
And what the fun fact is, you know, his real name was Jesus Christ
Allen. Yeah.
So he was doomed from the beginning by his parents.
His name was probably really just Alan. His parents like, Jesus Christ, Alan, stop.
And
Came out fucked up.
And his mom gave him a fantastic like headstone. Like it was a big, huge, thick headstone that finally got like, it was being vandalized all the time because his fans thought it as tribute. But, you know, the authorities were like, there's just like piles of feces and cigarette butts and urine
on it all the time.
And then
like,
finally, I guess a bunch of them just smashed into it and knocked it over. So they had to remove it. GG fans.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
No offense, Gigi. Well, actually, yeah.
Yeah, if you take that very seriously like that, if you're like going to his grave and like peeing on it, because you're like, then like,
well, he when he was in prison, he's funny. He did like a Hitler thing, and he made his own little manifesto, and he talked about all the awful things that he did to children, and he talked about it all the time, things he did to women.
Yeah.
He was in jail for that period of time because of something he had done to somebody else. And there's like there's a whole story behind all that. I don't think he's anybody to be admired or looked up to. You can watch all the interviews on YouTube with him and like on talk shows. And you've got like Dave Brocky and not Dave Brocky. You've got like the mentors. You got El Duce. You've got like Jello, and you've got fucking Gigi Allen.
He was on like Geraldo or something one time.
He did a lot of shows.
He's like, my mind is a machine gun. My words are the bullets. Like,
yeah,
just shit like that.
Poetry, baby.
Yeah.
But anyways, Gigi Allen, we had to do like a little detour because Jesus.
Because you're talking about people that are way too serious and graphic, but then you get people that are not as serious and graphic, and we get to GORE.
Yay!
GORE, 1989. Hello.
Yeah.
What a great album. What a great band. Talk about extreme. The band that's still relevant today because they just got threatened by a bunch of MAGA chuds for killing Trump and Elon Musk.
On stage,
which made me sad because their response now was, well, it's just like a cartoon. It's like Looney Tunes. Whereas if Dave Brocky was still alive, he would have doubled down and be like, yeah, I had sex with him.
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah, I've seen him kill like 4 different presidents. So
I've seen him kill a lot of presidents.
Every president
defiled JonBenet Ramsey on stage.
Fun story about that.
Oh, please tell. I can't wait for this fun story.
Well, because they're famous for their extreme lyrical content, extreme shows where they murder people, they have sex with things on stage. I'm in love with a dead dog. But they wrote a song for This Toilet Earth, Baby Fuck. Baby Dick. Yeah, that's what it was. And it got pulled. Metal Blade was like,
who knew?
Why?
Yeah, crazy. Metal Blade was like, you cannot do this. This is too far. And if you got like early copies, you actually got the song. So they wrote a song about JonBenet Ramsey called Preschool Prostitute.
I do remember that song.
So they were, and that's
because he sings it a cappella at the very beginning, right?
Well, at the end, he just keeps saying "Vengeance is mine" because he's talking to the record label.
I could have swore
because he made a song that was worse.
Yeah, I could have swore I heard one where it's just like "Praise God."
Oh yeah. But the lyrical content, the visual content. Oh, I've got one of the things that I brought, guys, from Show and Tell.
Oh my God.
Live from Antarctica.
This is how I was introduced to them.
It's still somewhere in the middle of the tape. I haven't watched it in years because I've got it on DVD now. But they used to come out with the movies, and it was all really graphic. And going back to what Ace said earlier, like, I wouldn't play this in front of my mom. Like, I had
hell no
Phallus in Wonderland, and I remember my mother came down when they were Father Bohab. I had to turn it off really quick.
So that's funny that you would say that because I was introduced to them. I know I've talked about it in the podcast, like God, seasons ago, is that it was another one of those, like, we got to watch out for these bands. And it was GORE playing on a stage the size of this table. And this is like early GORE. Their costumes look like something that I could make. And they're just like trying to rock out to like a fucking stage.
Yeah.
They're all like squeezed together. And I was like, who the hell? This is amazing looking.
Yeah.
And that's a band that if you're not in on the joke, then you are the joke. Because none of it's serious. They're not even, they are, everything's in third person because they're not like, we're not humans. We hate all of you. We want to kill all of you because all you do is kill each other. That's their joke. So they can go to extremes in their head. Their artwork is just like, their art is so extreme, but it's like, it's so hard to explain to somebody who's not into them.
Yeah, they're a bunch of art school students.
They are. There's even a new documentary about all of that right now. Go ahead.
Well, what I love about GORE is, we've talked about people not taking themselves seriously, and this is like the epitome of that, especially Dave Brockie. Like, if he had a fan come up to him that was like, hey, because of your song, I like abused a 4-year-old, he would kick your fucking ass.
He would beat their teeth out.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't what that's about.
They have things they're talking about, like homosexuality, and it's kind of a butt of a joke, but his best friend is the lead singer of like Millions of Dead Cops. Who's gay?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like that. No, fuck you. You're like, we're making, it's a weird fine line between imitating life. It's like really weird. This is like a great example, Dave.
They were the band that couldn't get canceled.
Because how do you cancel something that's nothing but a joke?
They don't care. They kill everybody. They wrote an
Yeah.
album called We Kill Everything. And that album was bad.
I mean, and they
got it out of their system.
And we've talked about like some of this is like, oh, these are extreme bands. These are extreme bands, and some of them take it too far. And they got most famous because he got arrested and got his cuttlefish taken away.
Yes, Tipper Gore was really mad.
Oh my God,
she held on to it for quite some time. They made a whole movie about it.
That's a song in itself right there.
Yeah, but I love that band. I'm sad that they're still around, but it's not the same.
Yeah, they just played recently.
Didn't you get engaged at a GORE show?
No,
okay.
It was a punk rock show in Alabama, I think. Yeah,
Was it like
no, it wasn't Alabama. It was in Tennessee.
What band was
It would have
that?
made
It was
sense.
just a bunch of random bands. Oh, it's okay.
No,
Okay.
it was such a cute video.
Well,
It was. We'd been drinking all day. It's okay. It wasn't extreme metal. It was just some like horror punk show.
we can cut that part out.
And after GORE, we have to jump into the 90s because, there's some of these bands were formed, we didn't really talk about, were formed like in the 80s, but they really didn't start releasing albums until the 90s. And then we're talking about death metal.
Yeah, like Morbid Angel, their first album was recorded in '86, but they didn't really release that until after, which it was Abominations of Desolation, but they didn't even release that until after Altars of Madness came out.
I got this one.
Which, if you ask anybody what the greatest death metal record of all time is, they'll probably say Altars of Madness.
Yeah, this is real. This is an earache release too.
Sweet.
Beautiful.
But like, as far as like that, and then like the early death metal, when you got Death, Scream, Bloody Gore.
Yeah, that's my first one.
Between them, so like the Death before they were Death were called Mantis.
Yeah.
And they had like those demos in '84, and then like Possessed, their first album, which is really the beginnings of death metal.
They look like little kids.
Which I have this.
What you got?
Probably
Repulsion, Horrified, which is another like very influential on death metal and really some might say grind, but they're like the band. They had like one album and they were like, that's it.
That's all we got.
We have one great album, maybe an EP, but this is obviously one that's been redone, but it's like this puke splatter, like
it's beautiful
final color on there.
See, that's what's great about when things get reissued. One, you can actually you can get it, and two, they can do really cool shit like that. And plus, they'll put in like 180 grain back, whatever that stuff's called, gram, and it's like heavier and it sounds more dense or whatever. Sometimes they have to put it on 2 different discs because it's so good, and they I forget what the technical term is, but if you're into records, it's like it's so well done that it can't be compressed into 233 RPMs.
Yeah.
So
but like everything with like death metal, it all kind
grind.
of like
the palm of death.
Napalm Death.
Yeah.
Which was
There's so many at this point. That's the thing, is it's kind of all oversaturated, but some just punch through.
But a lot of them have like the extreme sort of either song names or
The album
lyrical
covers.
content.
The album covers at this point in time is what I think sold and disgusted a whole world. What you got? Oh shit.
I'll have the obituary, Cause of Death, which this artwork has been reused. I think this
Lovecraft.
is from a Lovecraft book or something. Originally, Sepultura was originally going to use this artwork, for one of their albums.
It was like a Chaos AD sort of thing.
And then they ended up using it for this first. They were both on Roadrunner at the time, I think.
Oh, yeah.
But
Obituary,
like
slowly we rot.
different parts of that artwork is on different books if you ever find those H.P. Lovecraft books.
Yep.
But
it's like volume 2. Oh, forgot that John actually signed this. I forgot that he signed it. Oh shit! Yeah, they played a place that used to be called Trixie's, and it became like a fucking it became like a venue on one side, and in Obituary played there, and I was like, well, fuck, man, I'm bringing my Slowly We Rot.
Well, this has one of my favorite Obituary songs, which is Chopped in Half. That's but like this.
When it comes to extreme at this time, there's so much happening in the underground, and then it takes something to come through. But like, that's how you know about it, is because of the album work, the artwork. I mean, lyrically, yes. But when I'm walking into a record store and they have that on the wall, I mean, I'm looking at it going, hell yeah. But Mom's looking at it going, no.
Yeah. Like even
fucking Carcass, man.
Yeah.
I can open this up. I mean, look, you go ahead and talk.
Like, really from this time, like there was 2 different death metal scenes at the time, which
have to censor the shit out of this.
There's like the Florida scene, and then or really America, and then you have like over there like both
Jesus
Carcass.
Christ.
Yeah,
this is gonna be blurry.
Just pictures of dead bodies.
Dead bodies everywhere.
Oh my god. So a friend of mine let me borrow this, and then I left it in my car, and it got warped, so he just let me have it. This is original pressing. So all you know what I did is I heated it up and it flattened back out. So now I got an original pressing of Symphonies of Sickness.
Nice. Ace, what were you saying?
Sorry, man.
Oh, no. I was going to say, like, basically, like, at the time, you have, like, all the death metal that people really talk about at the time. There's, like, well, I said 2. There's really, like, 3. There's, like, the American scene, which is all, like, Florida. Everybody's getting their albums produced in Morris Sound Studios is, like, producing. It has a very specific sound. So, like, a lot of those bands go to Morris Sound because they see it on the back of the Cannibal Corpse album.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I should go there and get this. And then, like, Cannibal Corpse went there because they saw it on the back of somebody else's album. Death was getting their albums produced there because he knew how to like do the drums. Nobody knew how to produce, like put a blast beat onto an album and make it sound good.
It's a wall of sound.
Yeah.
And nothing can cut through. So they could actually hear the bass. And they could, which, hey, Dave, they could actually hear the bass and they could hear that kick drum. And they were like, holy shit, this guy, he gets it. And you go back and listen to it now and it sounds like a big mess compared to like everything is super compressed. And you can hear every damn note because everyone's getting way more technical with what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I think like, Chuck from Death has a lot to do with that because he's like, we're trying to push the envelope, whether you like those later albums or not.
Yeah. Like
they're important.
Every Death album is like a step up from the one before it.
There's Black and Death.
Yeah. But like,
Deicide.
I love Deicide. I think people joke on Deicide. Like those first 4 Deicide albums are just as good as the first 4 Cannibal Corpse albums.
Oh, I agree.
And honestly, like I still like a lot of their newer stuff too. I mean, the first time I saw Deicide, like all their songs are about like, killing Christ and like
Once Upon the Cross.
That's
like a great album.
Like that first Deicide album, there's not a bad song on that. You can just keep playing that on repeat. Like,
yeah. And you can hear all the imperfections. Like your ears can hear it now. Back then I couldn't understand. I was like, what are you all talking about? But like, all the drummers that I know now are just like, oh man, yeah, you can hear all the mess ups. And I was like, I don't give a fuck.
Because he did it in one take. Yeah. He wasn't able to stop and be like, all right, let's just add a kick drum here. Just do that.
Yeah.
Well, we have to talk about that. We've mentioned Cannibal Corpse like 3 times, but I mean, you all allowed it with Vincent Locke, right? The artist.
Yeah.
Who's not just known for this. He also did some stuff for White Wolf Games. The other people that parents were mad at in the 90s.
Yeah.
Dude, even Bob Dole came out and said them and the Ghetto Boys and 2 Live Crew were destroying America.
Yeah.
Right.
Katie wants to chime in with her hardcore.
Hey.
No.
I said it earlier, man. Bushwick Bill's a straight up murderer.
And that's a great way to look at it. Like there's extreme that's just not metal that's going on. It's like there's hardcore, like not even just gangster rap, like beyond that.
Yeah.
America's like, oh God, NWA. But then you're like even like you said, like earlier, like the 2 Live Crew album.
Yeah.
Or a song.
I saw that album today at the flea market for $100.
Oh my gosh.
God.
Nasty as they want to be.
Yeah, America, and the world was not ready for people in G strings. Now look at us.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was extreme one day is not extreme now.
Yeah, it's no longer on the garage door bathroom on the back when you close it with the beer girl.
I forgot when we talked about Cannibal Corpse. I do have my my Centuries of Torment DVD set, which if you're a fan of the band, I highly recommend getting this. It's got the 4-hour documentary and a bunch of live stuff.
The documentary is awesome.
And this is signed by Corpse Grinder, Alex Webster, and Pat.
Yeah.
I won't be able to get Pat's signature anymore because he's in jail.
God damn it, I forgot. Yeah, I actually forgot. I have these old cassette covers, and this is like the whole band. This was during the
does that have the OG Cannibal Corpse logo on it?
Oh yeah, these are the original pressings.
Yeah, see, I'm such
pressings. These are cassettes.
I'm such an asshole about like death metal and stuff now. Like, I won't even buy a shirt if it's a Cannibal Corpse shirt and it has one of the first 4 albums on it, but it has the new logo on it instead of the original. I will not buy that shirt because I was like, that's not the logo.
Inaccurate.
It's inaccurate. I think the original logo is better. The new logo is not. I know why they changed it, because they didn't want to pay. Chris Barnes drew that logo, and they don't want to keep paying him for it.
I get it, yeah.
But
it kind of like, if you look at it, it's like the symbol of how they progressed as well. They're a cleaner band. They're I don't know. I guess a more elevated version of the original band.
I feel like the new logo, if you slap that on Tomb of the Mutilated, like, it doesn't match the songs.
No.
Like, that old logo really matters. It's like, it's dirtier. All the songs are like gross.
Dave used to wear the Butchered at Birth shirt. Wasn't that
all the time?
Oh my God.
All the time. I love that shirt.
Yeah.
I learned how to do laundry.
I've said those first 4 like Cannibal Corpse albums, I was like, they're like the first 4 Black Sabbath albums of death metal. Like, they're awesome. Like, there's not a bad song on it.
And they're so rough sounding compared to what came after. Like Gallery of Suicide, you could really start to hear a difference.
Yeah.
And that's Gallery of Suicide is the album of theirs that I enjoyed after. I didn't like Vile. No offense. I thought George didn't have the voice that I wanted yet. When he did Gallery of Suicide, I was like, now I'm into this band again. Because that album, I mean, I know everyone, that's like the one that was like their Black album in a way.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, now we're really like, all the fame that they got from like
Ace Ventura
and the Bleeding Tour and all that, and then they made Vile, which originally was like Created to Kill, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Which you can find that on YouTube, by the way.
I've listened to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we talked about it recently.
Yeah. It's not a bad album. It's just not it didn't have the same sort of feeling. That's when the band sort of blew up with Barnes. It's just like, I want to do it this way, and they were like, well, let's do it this way, and they just had their falling out. He's like, I'm going on tour with 6 Feet Under. Fuck you guys.
And I agree, because if you listen to Created to Kill, it doesn't sound good with his vocals.
No.
Their musicianship is way beyond where he could do his cadence, I guess you would say.
Yeah, he couldn't do those newer stuff. He couldn't do the later stuff that like where Corpse Grinder was like doing more like just like
literally like machine gun.
Like like he can. It doesn't just sound like somebody with their tongue in their mouth just going like. It's like you can understand kind of what he's saying in the lyrics a lot more, and I like it matches like the more technicality of the way they were going with it. I think better. Like, that being said, I still like all my favorite albums of theirs are the first 4, but I do like a lot of the Corpse Grinder stuff. But like, he was also in Monstrosity before that, which they just kept stealing members from that band.
Yeah, that was the joke. Right?
It's like a training camp.
They're like the feeder.
They're like the farm league for Cannibal Corpse. But yeah, like, but with anything with Cannibal Corpse, like the first thing I ever saw there was artwork in the store when I was a kid. And like, I'm like 12 years old, and I'm like digging through the metal section, and I saw like Eaten Back to Life, and I was like, whoa, like, what is this? Like, I was like, I don't think I'm ready for this yet. Like, I was like, where's the Marilyn Manson tapes at?
And it's funny because I discovered them because a friend of mine who was like extreme crust punk, his name is Alex, and I went over his apartment one time, and he was like, he was a big, huge Discharge guy, all that, like Crass and all that. And then he had all of these Cannibal Corpse cassettes. He had the first 3.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, you're going to love this. And he was fucking right.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah. I
But
don't think anyone ever wants to be described as a big, huge Discharge guy. And it's disgusting.
I love Discharge.
He would love he's saying that, actually.
But yeah, and also, you have like whatever, there's basically a like Obituary, Deicide, Death, Morbid Angel,
Dying
Cannibal
Fetus.
Corpse, like all those bands from that same area. It's weird. They all came from Florida. Yeah. Except, Cannibal Corpse is from New York. They just moved to Florida.
Or from
they're from Buffalo.
Yeah,
like, if you ever hear any of them talk, you're like, oh wow, you were definitely not from Florida, because they're like,
that's half of South Florida though. They all sound like they're from New York because most of them are.
Yeah,
nowadays especially.
But
after you get through the death metal, I mean, there's a lot of death metal bands that we talk about.
Well, I had one more.
Oh, you got one more.
One more I was going to show, which this is another like highly, I mean, this is like influential in the way that like not a lot of people like were putting horror movie samples on death metal songs at the time. And like Impetigo started doing that. And it's highly, this is like one of my favorite bands of all time. And like, I say like a lot. Anyway.
Look at that. That's a party right there.
They put this out. Hell's Headbangers put this out with the re-release and included all these photos on there, which has like one with Ultraman down near the
that's
bottom.
The best.
With Steve-O in front of Ultraman. But yeah, like they put this whole thing out. It comes with a poster. Like it's all like there's tons of stuff in this. Like huge poster. There's a whole book, everything.
The back is really cool too.
You got like the back with the horror of the zombies, but like this entire album, this is like one of my favorite albums of all time. Like, I Work for the Street Cleaner, Wizard of Gore, like all these songs are like, there's tons of samples in here from movies, like Cannibal Holocaust samples and stuff. Like one of my favorite Impetigo songs is like, it has the sample from, Cannibal Holocaust where he's like, hey professor, I recognize these teeth anywhere.
Cannibal Ballet.
Yeah, like all that stuff.
Breakfast at the Manchester Morgue.
Yeah.
I've got the picture disc version.
I have that too. I just didn't bring that one.
Yeah. That's such a good thing. And Steve-O is, he's a bud.
Yeah, I know him. He's a good dude.
Yeah,
I like him a lot. Anytime I ever post about a band or something and he comments on it or likes it, I'm always just like, yes, Steve-O like that.
And
it must be good.
One of the members just passed away.
Yeah. Mark.
Yeah. Which is really sad. It sucks. It sucks when somebody you really look up to is gone.
But they're a highly influential death metal band that probably, like, I think they're like a huge band, but like, I would say 90% of the people that listen to like heavy music, if you want to call it that, probably don't even know who they are or listen to it.
Too underground, baby. That's what you are.
So, yeah, I talk about them as if I'm talking about like Metallica or something like, and people are like, I've been at a show before and I have an Impetigo patch on the back of my vest, and I was at a Cannibal Corpse show and some guy walks up to me and goes, man, what's that band on the back of your shirt? And I just wanted to be like, you don't know who this is. Why are you at this show? And then I looked up, but I was like, Impetigo, you should listen to him. And he's like, and then I looked over and he had like a 6 Feet Under shirt on. And he was like, yeah, man. He goes, I love Cannibal Corpse, but I'm a bigger 6 Feet Under fan.
Oh, God.
And I just wanted to be like, loser. I'm just like, get out of this show before I make you leave.
I love that first album. Was it Haunted?
Yeah, dude. No, there are good like 6 Feet Under albums.
Did he make it to that song, The Noose? And enough about that. We've got a lot to cover. We've got to talk about the black metal scene in the early 90s. God.
Yeah. Do you like freezing off your tootsies in the snow while having a beer in the mountains? Nope. Do you like sharpening the blade of your sword in the bones of your enemies while you're freezing your tootsies off in the mountains? Nope. Do you like bathing in the blood of your best friend as he crawls away after you stabbed him like a few times saying, man, this sucks? Nope. Talking about mayhem.
Jesus.
Ew.
That's a great introduction.
Everything you need to know about this band can be summed up in a book and a movie.
Jesus Christ. A movie? That movie?
Yeah, I mean, like, so it's like, as far as like black metal,
there's a lot of great black metal out there.
I mean, obviously,
do you consider mayhem good black metal?
No.
Are we going to get a lot of hate for this?
I like, I mean, that EP, I mean, they basically have the first EP with, I like that. And I like the first album. The album after that with the Dove and the Razor, that album sucks. I don't know, like, it's terrible. I don't know anybody who says they like that album. I'm like, you're lying. But like, there's some other stuff after that I do kind of like, but like, for the most part, I think they have more bad stuff than good stuff. I mean, they just,
never been a big fan.
Yeah.
I've never been a big fan of them. Out of all the black metal bands.
Yeah, I saw them live and
at Phoenix Hill.
I've seen them live. I've seen them live twice. I mean, they opened for that Cannibal Corpse show. And honestly, I was probably the only person there. Like, they came out, did the whole, like, you know, they're all doing the whole regalia, black metal, their skulls and like robes and shit. And I'm just like, yes, this is awesome. And like, you know, all the scene tourists there to see Cannibal Corpse play because they heard it's a crazy band. They were like, that was the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And I was like, oh, cool. It's not for you then. Whatever.
Yeah.
But
there's a lot of people who I know that have said this. And I you know, over the years, I'm like, me, you know what? I think I can agree with that. It's like, if they had never done what they did, this band, would have anybody had heard about them, or even like, would they revere them?
Probably not. I think the shock factor of what was going on at the time, because this wasn't like something that was like kept secret, right? Like in the metal magazines, they're like, what the fuck's going on in Norway? People are burning down churches. Look at this metal scene.
That's how it started. It's just churches being burned down.
People are getting fucking murdered.
But like basically the whole reason black
metal,
metal,
marketing, Dave.
Yeah. Well, the whole reason they kind of started what really is like, I guess that's considered the second wave of black metal, which is where you get like Mayhem, Dark Throne, which Dark Throne, I own almost every single Dark Throne release. So obviously I still love Dark Throne a lot.
Yeah.
And they've changed their sound many times over the years. Like they don't even play black metal anymore. But
at this time, even Bathory wasn't Bathory.
Even then, like they're like, what are we going to do? Like you're not going to beat a dead horse and keep trying to put out these black metal albums. But like, like Emperor, Immortal, like all those bands, but like it's all a response to what we just finished talking about, which was death metal. Because like at that time, death metal was like these very like painted, elaborate like album covers, a lot of colors. It was, you know, like, everything was kind of getting like out of hand. And they were like, well, these guys are singing about all this stuff, but they don't really mean it.
They don't care.
So like,
let's go G.G. Allen style.
So they do the whole thing where it's like, you know, I had the famous, they had that shirt or something where it was like, it had a picture of what's his name from Morrisound with like an X over it, and it said like Scott Morris.
Yeah.
And it was like no core, no mosh, no fun.
Oh,
it had like the true Norwegian black metal underneath of it or whatever.
That's fucking great.
But they started like all those albums. They just started using like black and white photography and like just like really. Like
it was all lo-fi,
very lo-fi. Like this is actually evil shit. Wearing the corpse paint, like. Everything's like very just raw. Like,
I mean, even the music was lo-fi. It all sounded like it was recorded on like the shittiest recorder that you have. Just like put a microphone in the middle of the room, press record on your tape.
They literally, I think some of the Mayhem stuff was like the vocals were recorded like on a like set of headphones that he was like screaming into. Like it was
some
like
people
so
still
bad.
do that way, and that's great because you go from like where like metal was going, and then thrash was like fuck yeah, and then thrash just got played out. Yeah. So a lot of the bands became death metal because that was kind of like a new thing, but it was still underground. And then next thing you know, we've talked about how many times on this thing, Cannibal Corpse is the biggest thing ever, and then everyone's on their heels, and then you have these kids who are coming up after that. They're like, fuck that. That's some poser shit. I see that in every record store. You can buy it in Target now.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a Target in Norway, but there probably is. And they're just like, fuck that. That's not real.
Yeah. So like, they started doing that, and then it was very like.
So they do the punk ass fucking thing with the punk rock thing as you could possibly do, which is go completely opposite.
Yeah. And like, in the way that they're singing about like Satan is not in a
Venom way.
Yeah. Not in like a Venom way.
Slayer.
Like, and like, they were so much to where they were like anti-Church of Satan. So much so they were like, even the Church of Satan is like, we're like, that's poser shit.
It's too showy.
Yeah, they had their own little thing over there, the Luciferian Order or whatever it was.
Yeah, they considered the Church of Satan was considered too humane and used a version of Satanism. The one they wanted was like an inversion of Christianity. So like, you know, not the cool Church of Satan, I guess, is whatever they wanted to do, but
not your parents' Church of Satan.
Yeah, that and the book Lord of the Rings. That's the other biggest influence on black metal.
But it's weird though. So we after saying all of that, and you go back and look at a lot of those freaking photos, and then you were like, yeah, it's like lo-fi and it's down to earth. But some of them are extremely like they're just draped in metal and like armor and like fucking steel and chains and makeup. So they're still taking as much time to look as good as they don't want somebody else to look.
Their war
it's
paint.
A weird like hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Like when you see friggin' exactly. That took hours for them to get into all that shit, to get suited up, to get in front of a picture. And I fucking love it. But at the same time, you're saying, fuck all this like mainstream, like, oh, theatrics, Anton LaVey, he's putting on a cape and walking around with a candle. Dude, you're walking around in the snow
that was the Mayhem
with a
show.
sword. Yeah.
I mean, basically black metal, they were trying to like do this, like, we're going to burn churches down.
That's the extreme part.
Everybody knows all those stories.
The early days with the photo of Dead, and he would
That's on his album cover.
Yeah, he would cut himself.
He shot himself, and they took a picture of it and put a bootleg live album out.
Well, I mean, they
poser. You know who did that before? G.G. Allen, man.
I mean, they threw like an actual pig's head into the crowd.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. That was really fucking extreme.
Right.
Like shit, pig's heads. Nope.
You go from Alice Cooper like throwing a chicken into the audience and being like, "Oh shit!" and then Zappa
Katie looks so disgusted.
And Zappa
right
being
now.
like, "Don't tell anybody you didn't do it on purpose." To like they're doing it on purpose.
Yeah, I mean, and it's
the evolution of scream metal.
And really as far as like holier than thou, all those black metal dudes wanted to be in the 90s, their genre turned into like what everything else turns into. Like thrash turned into the Metallica's Black Album, and pretty much like if you were playing thrash in the 90s, like you were a fucking dinosaur.
Oh, absolutely.
Like then, I mean, death metal kind of ended up the same way, where like
maybe Overkill was kind of staying alive at this moment, and they still. I mean, all those bands. Look at the fucking Anthrax.
But I mean, black metal turned into like Dimmu Borgir and like Cradle of Filth and all these bands like playing like with like synths and full orchestras, and like I mean I like a lot of those songs, but like
Old
it's
Man's
very
Child, baby.
Like I mean it kind of turned into that too, where it was like some of those like later black like those Cradle of Filth albums are like I like a lot of them with all the orchestras and like all the Hellraiser stuff on there,
right?
Like, but like I mean
Sexy babes.
like sexy vampire babes everywhere. Like I like some of that stuff too, but it's still like it's like leaps and years past what it started out with them just in a room with a set of headphones screaming into it.
You've said it many times on the podcast where it's like the world is a flat circle. Yeah. So if you create something and you're like, we just see it constantly. Death metal is raw and, overpowering and overbearing and in your face. And then you go from Scream Bloody Gore to the Philosopher.
Yeah. Like
it's just, you're inevitable. Look at Carcass.
It's an evolution.
By this time, Carcass is like, maybe we should do something else.
Yeah.
I mean,
Carcass made Heartwork, which is like not even the same band, basically. They should have just called that band that Heartwork.
I think they were like the U.S. distributor for Heartwork was like a Columbia Records or something. Like, I mean, that's major. You could see that during the daytime on MTV.
Yeah. Like that No Love Lost. Yeah. Like that's compared to what? Like they're
still good though.
Yeah. Like you talk about a band who wrote Genital Grinder. Yeah. And then they have a song called No Love Lost. Like what?
Oh my God.
And I mean, you want to talk about the extremes. I mean, Morbid Angel. Oof.
I can't.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, Morbid Angel. Yeah,
Morbid Angel. God damn.
Trying to look at the Symphonies of Sickness and like look at some of the song lyrics. I mean,
you have to get a medical dictionary.
Embryonic necropsy of devourment.
Do you need a PhD, sir?
This is so good though. And then you go from that to Heartwork.
Yeah,
but it's still good.
Yeah, I think I like. It took me a while to come around on Heartwork. I kind of like hated on it for a while.
Totally understandable. At the time, how old were you when you heard?
Oh, I was like in my 20s.
I loved that album when I first heard it.
But I heard that album before I heard Heartwork. So
and that's different. A lot of people would see it on MTV and be like, "Well, these guys are fucking great," and then they go back and get like Tools of the Trade. And you're like, "What the hell is this, man?"
But I mean, it's just the evolution of things. Of like you were saying, like Cradle of Filth compared to Mayhem. Well, if Cradle of Filth had come out in that earlier stage, then you'd be like, that's extreme, right? If that had come out in the early 90s or late 80s,
right? And
that would be extreme. And it all depends on like what you've had pushed on you, what you've seen, and what comes after. Because right now, I would say that they're like going into the 2000s and then later eras, I don't think there is a whole lot of extreme.
We're talking about extreme, like what stands out, what pushes past, like that's the thing is that everything gets watered down, overexposed. Too many bands keep popping up.
Yeah.
Or the ones that started it get, they're just selling out left and right.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't get like
an
extreme album cover isn't extreme as you put out today as, you put whatever the fuck you want on it today and that in the 80s, clutching your pearls, but it's nothing today, right? Because we've already seen it.
Yeah.
But some bands still do it in the form of music videos.
Well, think about it. If Manson had come out, Marilyn Manson had come out now, it would be nothing. He came out and he got big right during some of the worst times in American history, which is Columbine.
Yeah.
So he's always going to be remembered for that. It's crazy to think about now. You could see him in a car commercial.
Yeah.
White Zombie was like, oh, it's spooky shit. He just puts out an album now and it's just like, oh, okay, it's the same shit I've heard 100 times.
Yeah.
But then you come up with a band say like cattle decapitation.
Yeah.
Forced gender reassignment. What a great music video. If you can find it, watch it. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it says a lot about our tastes, though, and how our tastes evolve and what we're exposed to at a much younger age.
yeah. Even which I kind of glossed over this, but even this, there's a whole Swedish death metal scene that I love anything old school Swedish death metal, the buzzsaw guitar, all that. But I mean, even that turned into, yeah. But even that, it just turned into mellow death. Now it's just a bunch of melodic, what they call melodic death metal.
Right.
It's very melodic. In Flames, compared to what they did early in the 90s, was still a little melodic. But now, god damn, dude, that is it's they should just be playing that on the radio, with some alt rock. It's terrible.
It's like new metal. I mean, you're wearing a Mortician shirt.
Yeah, I love.
That's a band that's never going to be accepted.
No, and this is kind of we're for really after
Dave's wearing an Emperor shirt.
Yeah, but I brought one Mortician. This is a Mortician live album where it's in the other side's Flesh Grind, but
Well, Raymer just calls everybody posers.
dude,
that's just a whole track.
Oh yeah. God,
and it's really where death metal went to was just into what they call brutal death metal, which is kind of what
Dismember.
Mortician, Mortician is that, it's all kind of there's a lot of New York bands are Suffocation, as far they were kind of tired of what death metal turned into in the late 90s, you get all those bands, and then there's Mortician, Deeds of Flesh, Malignancy, Disgorge, Regurgitation.
Yeah.
Dying Fetus, kind of the early Dying Fetus, which they're still wildly popular now with hardcore kids, which I don't understand. I guess they just
something happened. I don't know, but
if you ever
kids accepted death metal for some reason.
Yeah, if you see Dying Fetus on a tour now, it's usually with a band with the worst band you've ever heard of.
A Summer Slaughter tour, kind of bands. I get it.
But and then Mortal Decay, but all those bands where they were they didn't do the whole scary artwork, or we're going to take an actual photo of something creepy like black metal. They were just taking actual crime scene photos and making it the album cover.
Yeah.
So a lot of those, stuff like that, or just a body with there's a body with a head completely crushed, or some of them even to the point where I have some of these albums. There's an album by this band Deaden, which I'm not even entirely sure what is on the cover of it because it's so fucked up and gory looking.
Oh my god!
But even sometimes I pull it out, I was I want to listen to that, and I pull it out, I'm just God, I'm just that's a little much. Come on.
That says a lot about getting older and being an older person, experiencing things differently. A 15-year-old Steve would be like, "What a fucking puss, man! Shut the fuck up! You don't know what you're talking about." And that's kind of what we're talking. I want to go forward about. If you know about what is going on now, because we don't know. We still go to these two, especially go to underground shows constantly.
Yeah.
Hell, Dave plays them and goes on tour. But I'm just saying, put them in the comments. These are the things that we want to debate with you. If you don't like what we're saying about a certain band, fucking tell us, man. That's the best part about anything on YouTube or anywhere you can actually comment.
Really for me, once you get into the 2000s, around that time, I listened to some doom metal, I listened to a lot of sludge metal and stuff in the early 2000s.
But is it extreme?
I wouldn't really I Hate God. I would some of those because that's extreme in the way that it's about them just being drug addicts.
They're drug addicts and just their name, period.
Yeah,
so it's that was kind of
Crucifix
when I was a kid.
That was kind of extreme for me. In my early 20s, I was wow, man, which I still kind of love it.
One of the last bands I remember being whoa, shit.
Oh, Macabre.
Was Macabre.
I love Macabre, dude.
Macabre. I mean, but they were doing, this is something that nobody at that time had thought about doing. It's it totally makes sense. It's doing entire albums about serial killers.
Yeah.
And just talking about their exploits as if they're nursery rhymes sometimes.
Yeah. It was just roadkill.
And Corporate Death has talked about himself. Corporate Death, who's the main guitarist and vocalist of this band. There's like 3 guys in the band, but he got his start as a kid because he went to every Jeffrey Dahmer freaking court day. He went to court every single day, and he said he was in the audience watching this happen, and it just, he went a little nuts. And now look at this band. I mean, but everything they do is hilarious. But it's also their album covers, especially like this. It's just full of gore.
Oh yeah.
But their albums are so good.
It's so good. And like I've seen them live a couple of times, and he always does like the stories about like before the song, he tells you a complete story about what they're getting ready to sing about, like that specific serial killer or something. And he's doing it the whole time they're playing. He has like one of those like Janet Jackson head mics on while he's singing, which I always love. He's just kind of walking around the stage. But like, he's like, and then Jeffrey Dahmer used to play with roadkill on the side of the road. And like, and let's go into the song. Like,
this song's about Howard Unruh.
Yeah. Which, I love that band.
I do too. And that's what makes it extreme now? Where are we at? What's coming out? You're like, holy shit, I heard about this band.
I think some people like maybe like once you get into like the late 2000s, like maybe like Behemoth got real popular,
right? They're ripping up Bibles.
Like they were ripping up Bibles on tours with like mainstream metal. Like they were doing tours with like
They did the Sounds of the Underground tour, and that
we were there. We went to that.
I don't remember what band it was, but the band that played before them was
Chimera.
Was it them?
I thought it was.
They were playing all these shitty metal.
They were like a Christian
as
band.
they lay dying.
They were a Christian band, and they apparently gave Nurgle a Bible right before he walked out, and he just walked out there and started ripping it up. And fucking stared at him off stage the whole time.
That was at 9 a.m. in the morning almost. It was like so early. I can't remember. I was like, what the fuck? And then that was the Sounds of the Underground.
Yeah.
And they finished it's funny because we're here in Louisville, Kentucky. They finished the tour here in Louisville at an insane asylum, or like a sanatorium called Waverly Hills. The most haunted, blah, blah, whatever, fuck. It was a fantastic place to see.
It was like a fucking desert that day because there was no goddamn water.
So, there wasn't. They were not prepared because the promoter is a friend of ours and actually used to live right next door to Dave in the apartment complex that Dave lived in. And he was telling us, like, it wasn't a great tour, so they didn't expect much. So that day, they didn't have enough water. They didn't have enough people, personnel. And I remember at one point I had to walk and do something. I forgot why. And they let me through the gates. And they had bags of knives and shit they had just pulled off.
People were just walking in through the woods, like just getting in, like,
it was insane.
Yeah.
And it was 100 degrees. And I remember staying in the tree's shadow as it reached all day long before I went to the stage. And GORE goes on and just cools the whole crowd out with water. Because it's just, bloody, it's fake water. Yeah, it was great. But that's the concert. They ripped up the Bible and pissed everybody off. But I think it's because at that time, black metal has become what we just talked about a second ago, which was
soft.
Safe. It was very safe. It's like, now we're going to be with a 16 piece band, and we're going to talk about, talk about Satan, but it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, like Behemoth was doing like blackened death metal.
Yeah.
But like you see them on stage and they have like professional makeup people to airbrushing all that makeup on. Like it's just like way too nice. Like they have a makeup person on tour with them, like airbrushing that shit on them every night.
There was a scene of, like black metal bands that couldn't come to America because of crimes they had committed.
That's like when they're booking like Maryland Death Fest, they're always like, they're just like, can you come here? Have you committed any crimes that would where you can't get in the country? And they're like, maybe
it was like
not.
Bork Nagar was supposed to come in a couple years ago, and they're like, no.
Yeah.
So, what else we got there, Ace?
I did bring like one. I brought a couple of. Well, I brought one. This is like probably 6 years old or 7 years album by now, but it's new to me. It's still new. Anything that came out in the last 10 years is new. But like as far as like newer stuff, I keep up with Undergang. I did bring that.
Ooh, it's very like Autopsy looking.
Yeah, which this band is awesome. None of this is in English on the back, so I can't really.
That means it's good.
After den Gucken, I can't.
Don't even try.
I can't even try.
She's speaking Latin. You're speaking something else. I don't know what this is.
But, how did you come by that? How did you find? How do you find now extreme? Because like I said, it's just everywhere.
Man,
besides going to every show that obviously
Discord.
Honestly, where I find like most? I listen. There's like one metal dude I watch on YouTube who runs Hell's Headbangers.
Oh, nice.
Which whatever you want to say about him, he like always going on rants about stuff and where I like a lot of it is like whenever I'm bored and it's slow at work or something, I swear I just get on like Metal Archives online And I was like, I ended up going down
I'm
holes. Yeah. Like, oh yeah, you want there. I just ended up going down holes where I'll like look at a band and it's like this band, recommend bands that sound like this band. And then I'll click on this band and then it says like members and it shows bands they used to be in.
It's so good.
And I just go down holes on there and I'll be like, oh, that's awesome. That looks awesome. That looks awesome.
And a lot of it's that's the only place I can find like old underground stuff because it's just, like I said, everything's so saturated, but you go on that website like that.
Yeah. Like that's honestly, I found out a lot about it through there
somebody
years ago.
posted a 1997 album that I was on. I totally forgot about.
Yeah.
Encrypted Flesh. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. And it's like a wealth of information if you like anything related to metal on there.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you say, it's almost to the point, I'll read so much stuff on there, like, and like they just don't let anybody who calls himself a metal band be on the Metal Archives.
That's really cool.
No.
And so like if I ever see something where somebody's like, oh, I'm in a metal band, if I look it up and you're not on Metal Archives, I'm like, no, you're not.
Dave's on there.
It wasn't for years because it wasn't metal enough.
Yeah. Oh, wasn't even on there for years. They're like, not, but,
Dun, dun, dun.
but like, honestly, like a lot of stuff I listen to now, like we didn't really, this is a whole nother genre, which people like war metal, which is basically just based off this Blasphemy album.
Which again, it's beautiful. It's like an homage to Bathory.
Yeah. Like this whole thing, like this is Canadian war metal.
How long ago did that come out?
Canadian war metal is the funniest thing I've heard all day.
Oh, made in the Czech Republic.
Oh.
Is it a repress or is that an original?
Oh, this is a repress.
Oh, okay. Because it's got that perfect 90s look. Like it looks like the back of a fucking Deicide album.
Oh,
and the front looks like Bathory.
But like, yeah, Fallen Angel of Doom, this is like one of those like ultra like dudes that you know wear like sunglasses and bullet belts and boots to bed every night, like listen to it like but like it's like one of those like classic albums like that, like but like really, and like all the music I kind of dig into more now, it sounds like how I was talking about Ipataiga where they're like Mortician. There's like some newer bands that kind of do that, like Fulci, which is like an Italian band.
They brought them up earlier. Yeah.
Fulci, they do that kind of thing. A band from Italy called Tenebro, who also kind of does that same kind of thing.
That's a great name.
Which is like Tenebrae, which is the movie. I guess.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, man, Tenebro.
Tenebro, which they kind of do that. There's a band from Cincinnati that's basically just Mortician Worship that's newer called Mortuary Ghoul.
Yeah.
And they did they did an entire album based off Psycho. And like one of the
concept albums.
Yeah. And they have, and like literally when you get to the part where she gets killed in the shower, they use the sound from that of the ring, ring, ring with a riff on the song. So it's like, so it's
That's
like
rad.
with the fucking riff at the same time. I'm like, yes. But yeah, like Grave Ghoul, but like there's a whole slew of bands like that. They're all like just gore obsessed, like horror fans who also love death metal, which they go hand in hand. Like if I ever meet somebody who like listens to like tons of death metal, but they don't like horror movies, I'm always like, What? Like we
no,
like horror
man.
movies?
Like Rigor Mortis is one of the first bands I ever remember being like, this entire album's about horror movies.
Yeah.
That was a great band.
Like I get people
Are they
who like horror
extreme,
movies who don't like metal.
Yeah.
But like people, if you like death metal, any kind of metal, you don't like horror movies. What are
you doing?
That's like
that's why we're doing this episode. God damn it!
PB and J, they go together.
Just like bullets and guns.
Yeah, bullets and guns.
God damn it! So, anyways, I mean, we've taken each other around the world, and this is kind of the episode people have kind of waiting for. Which we'll see how people react, and if you like it, man, please like and share it. Subscribe to the goddamn channel because this is going to be. There's no way we're going to be able to make this like age restricted. It's going to be restricted. Yeah. It's going to be edited to hell and back. Do you have a question, Dave?
I think Ace has a final thought.
I have a final thought about music and stuff. The word extreme means different things to different people. People in the 70s thought Alice Cooper was extreme. Then came along bands burning churches and killing each other. These days, bands may think they're extreme, but I promise you that you aren't. You just play in a hardcore band who found out about Obituary 5 years ago and think they're in a death metal band.
Beautiful.
Oh my God.
All right, so I do have a question.
Oh shit.
If you were going to name a metal band today to be extreme, what would you name it?
Oh my gosh.
To get the most views of it.
So I'm going to have to go with my examples would be like Dead Kennedys or whatever like that. So it's going to be like, fuck. Ace, you go first.
Oh God, I don't anything that I would name would just be out of some Italian horror movie.
Okay,
it was just anything. It would be something like cannibal related. Like I'm a sucker for anything that I see. Like, oh, there's artwork from a cannibal movie on the front of this. I'm going to listen to it.
I think it's funny because I'm going to go back to a joke that was never became reality. Was your band members and I were talking about joining a band. And I was going to do vocals for the band, and it was funny at the time because we were just like. It was a weird time, and it was called Hezbollah.
Oh, yeah.
So, and it's like, what the fuck? So you see that on an album cover.
Well, it's just like the band
that's
ISIS.
Get flagged.
You know?
Exactly.
It's like the band ISIS. Yeah, it's just like they never changed the name. Good for them.
But you got to figure out what is extreme, what's fucked up with people. Like, if you're going to be an edgelord, you're going to, there's so much topical shit going on right now.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And there's a fine line between edgelord and like being in like something that's considered like extreme, and I'm usually pretty good about sussing that stuff.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second, man. It's like was this death to Tesla? Fuck off. Yeah.
But yeah,
I want to be like blended dumpster fetus.
Dumpster milkshake.
The way you say it with your voice,
milkshake.
it's so goddamn adorable.
Blended dumpster fetus.
I'm starting this band with Katie. It's going to be called Dumpster Milkshake.
Yeah.
And this is how we get in trouble. Exactly. But this is what we're talking about, guys. We're not celebrating anybody who actually takes this too far. And there's a few examples of people who have taken it way too far. And most of them are in prison or dead. And that's okay.
Yay.
So that's the moral of the story, kids. It's art. There's a difference between GORE and eating somebody's skull that just blew their head off.
yeah.
I'll go with the GORE.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're out of here. Thank you, guys. Dave, get us out of here.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. You can find us on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcast, wherever you're listening to us right now, frankly. You can find us there. Facebook. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell us why we're wrong. Tell us what we missed. And bye.
Bye. I forgot I brought my this thing. And it's real.
Oh, nice.
Oh my God.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh. Gore Club. This is the Gore Club podcast with Steve Vessell, Ace, and Death